Hi, I'm Zack with Coach House Motorhomes. One frequently asked question we get here at Coach House is, say you have a power outage or some kind of a voltage issue inside your motorhome, where do you find the fuses and where do you find the breakers? Well, we make it very, very accessible here at Coach House, so let me show you. Right now we're in one of our 241s, which is one of our Mercedes platform model motorhomes. And if you look right down here, this is the converter. Converter is going to have a lot of your 12-volt fuses as well as your 110 breakers. You can access them just by pushing on this little door. It opens this panel up, and you see right here we've got a nice little placard that explains exactly what the functionality is of each one of the breakers as well as each of the 12-volt fuses. All the fuses that we're going to use in this converter are all the blade style fuses, so they're all in here. And again, right here you've got the functionality, and we even color coded it and showed you what amperage fuse you need to replace it with in the event that it was to go out. Now, I do get asked every now and then, hey Zach, I've had this fuse blow a couple times, can I put a little bit bigger fuse in there? We strongly advise against that, and let me explain why. When we set up the circuitry for this motorhome, everything is kind of taken into account when we run the wiring harnesses, because we actually create all of the wiring harnesses right here in-house. So when we're designing those wiring harnesses, the thickness or the gauge of the wire that we use is directly related to what size fuse you're going to use in the converter in order to protect the circuit. So do not put a bigger fuse in there. There's a reason we put that size fuse in there, so that it'll blow in the event that the amperage that's going across that wire is to ever go above what it's already rated for. So if you put a bigger fuse in there, it's going to allow that voltage to be able to pass through, but you could have a lot bigger issues. You could have melted wiring and all kinds of problems. So stick with what we put in here on the label and you should be good to go. Now, one other thing I wanted to mention, so most of your breakers and fuses, as I said, are going to be here in the converter. The other area that you might want to pay attention to also, in this particular model, it's located right here underneath the bed. It's right here, and that is our master distribution panel. And there it's very clearly labeled what the functionality of each of these resettable breakers are. And if any one of them was to go out, you'll notice the blue light will go out. So that'll let you know that that breaker is faulty. So all you would need to do is it's a little push button. You just push it in, and it resets itself just by pressing that button in. You'll see the blue light will be re-illuminated, and you should be all set. Now, one last thing I did want to mention also. If you have an issue with your coach, if it's a little bit older of a model and you're getting repetitiveness as far as the breakers blowing or the fuses blowing, well, they're not blowing because they have nothing better to do. They're blowing because you've got some kind of an issue. You could have a damaged wire. You never know. You could have some road debris that came up and hit some of the wiring. Every case could be a little bit different. But if it is a repetitive issue, then you probably don't want to try to put a bigger fuse in there, as I indicated earlier. You want to get your coach over either back here to us at Coach House or over to an authorized service center so they can figure out exactly why that breaker or that circuit continues to be broken or continues to have an issue. You could have a faulty ground. There's a lot of different issues, and I would just be speculating on what the problem would be. But if it is blowing the fuse or if it is popping the breaker repetitively, then you definitely probably have an issue that you want to get corrected.